Good day, everybody. I'm Shmi, and I'm at Guides for Path of Exile's Ruthless mode. I was not feeling too great, so I took some time off, and today I'm back with an update because this Righteous Fire Golems build that I've been playing, it got real weird. So first, the defense of this build is just great. I have been shocked at how consistently it can just kind of waltz through maps, surviving pretty much any big hit, although I will admit there's been a few times there really isn't much extra room. And this is in Ruthless, where I don't have auras or gear to lean on to buff my defense. So this is just what the baseline defense of the build is. That's been blowing my mind. The further thing that's impressing me about the build is that it's putting out solid damage despite the fact that I'm using terrible gear and, well, I mean, I don't know how to say this the right way, but being the defensive Ruthless version of the build instead of the damage optimized one. The build scales Righteous Fire's damage with both life and energy shield, which is nice because even when Righteous Fire burns through your energy shield, it's still counting it for damage. I end up picking a Discipline Aura, which helps me stack some energy shield, but I have yet to find a single decent weapon. I don't even want to be using a wand. I want to be using a scepter. But this generic 100% minion damage wand, because of spiritual aid, is far and away the best weapon that I've found so far. And here's where it starts to get really weird. I don't even know what to do with my gem sockets in this build anymore. I'm sitting on a 5-link right now, so I'm struggling to test 6 links anyway, and I have found overall better damage putting my Ignite skill into my body armor on my 6th link, or what would be my 6th link, and keeping Righteous Fire as a 4-link. I'm also using Wave of Conviction for exposure, so I have it on a 4-link with added fire damage, hex touch, and flammability, and to be frank, I just don't think the added fire damage is really useful anymore. And I used to be using Fireball as that Ignite skill, but I finally managed to pick up Flame Surge of Combusting. Now this skill's really cool because you can pair it with the Sadism support, and it's like it was designed for this build. Sadism makes it so that the ignites burn really, really fast, and that means that even though you're doing a damage over time build, you can actually spam Flame Surge and you're maintaining a ignite uptime, so it's actually useful. And the Burning Ground that's created by the skill gem is based off of the DPS of the Ignite, but has nothing to do with the duration. So even when you're using Sadism, you still get the full duration Burning Ground, except it does about 5 times as much DPS as normal. So I've been trying to power level this gem, but it's Ruthless. I just got it a couple days ago, and gem XP goes so slow that I only was able to get it to level 18 yesterday. Yeah, and then I decided, hey, what if we threw in Flame Wall? I got an extra unlinked socket. Let's try that out. And somehow that alone has been enough to pump about 30% higher DPS, even though I didn't even really think about it, and it's not connected to anything, and I don't even know what's going on anymore. So, do I split Flame Wall and Righteous Fire onto my 6th link and kind of have 2 5-links? Because I don't really have enough gem space to do a full new skill with new links. Do I put Righteous Fire alone on the 6th link, drop Hex Touch, and link my other skills some other way? And if I do, which ones and how? And, oh, by the way, I didn't have a spare Fire Trap gem. I haven't farmed one yet, so I haven't even tested that at all. And I'm also struggling with a little bit of burnout, because, once again, I just want to play some frickin' Blight League. It's my favorite mechanic. And knowing that it takes only about 20 Atlas points to get a Blight encounter in every single map, but only if you play Standard League, is really depressing and demotivating. So I think I figured out a solution that's actually going to let me get this build figured out. I'm going to go ahead and recreate it, but I'm going to flip over to Standard League instead. That way I can also go get my Blight fix, and I'll have enough access to gear and level 20 skill gems that I can actually figure out what the ideal version of the build really is. Then I can create a guide that shows the standard and ruthless versions for this Righteous Fire Golems, and I can actually go and dive into the options that you have. Now, when I do flip over, I'm going to go ahead and show some build progression. I want to show all that stuff since you guys were saying you wanted to see more of the progression. I also think you might just want more regular content. I also promise Righteous Fire Golem's Ruthless build is coming. I know I've forgotten several builds in the past. This one is way too cool to pass up on. But for now, I think you should probably expect some standard league content for about a week while I get this figured out. And then once I do have it figured out, I can go ahead and get back to Ruthless. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care, Exiles.